All right, let's talk about multi-digit multiplication. You know, those problems that can look kind of intimidating at first. Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. By the time we're done here, you'll see it's really just a few simple steps, and you're going to be solving these with total confidence. So you look at a problem like this, 2,617 times 4, and your brain might just go, whoa, that's a big number. But I promise you, there is a super simple, repeatable method that makes any problem like this totally manageable. We're going to break it all down right now. Look, the key here isn't some kind of math magic. It's really just about breaking one big, scary problem into a few small, easy ones. It does take a little bit of practice for sure, but we're going to walk through the entire process together. You'll get it.
Okay, before we dive in, there's one little thing that's going to make your life way, way easier. Knowing your basic multiplication facts. And hey, if you're still working on memorizing them, that is no problem at all. Just grab a multiplication table and keep it handy. It's the perfect tool for the job.
First things first, let's talk about how to set up the problem. I know it seems basic, but this is the foundation for everything else. Getting this right from the very start is absolutely crucial if you want to get the correct answer. So your very first move, always, is to take a problem that's written out side by side and rewrite it vertically, stacking the numbers. You've got to do this. Stacking them like this is what lets our whole step-by-step method even work. So here are the simple rules for the setup. You stack them, and you make absolutely sure to line them up by place value. That means the ones digits have to be right on top of each other. It's also a really good habit to put the bigger number, the one with more digits, on top. Then you just draw your line, and you're ready to go. Okay, now we're getting to the core method itself. This is where the magic really happens. You're about to see how we turn that one big problem into a bunch of tiny, easy-to-solve multiplication steps. Now listen up, because this might be the most important rule of the entire process. You always, always, always start from the right and move to the left. We're going to multiply that bottom number by each digit on top, one at a time, starting in the ones place. You've got to go in this direction. All right, let's talk about the carry. This is the part that can sometimes trip people up, but it's also the most important trick in the whole game. Don't worry, we're about to make this whole concept crystal clear. So what even is carrying? It's actually pretty simple. Whenever one of our little multiplication steps gives us a two-digit answer, well, you can't just write both digits down in the answer line. Instead, we carry that first digit over to the top of the next column, where we'll deal with it in just a moment. Let's just pretend our answer is 35. What do? Well, the second digit, the 5, that goes down into our answer line right below. But the first digit, the 3, that gets carried up to the top of the next column over to the left. It just hangs out there, waiting for the next step. So what happens to that number we just carried? This is the crucial part. After you multiply in the next column, you add that carried number to your result. Remember that order. You multiply first, and then you add the number you carried. All right, enough with the rules. Let's put this all into action with a real example. We are going to solve 137 times 5, together, step by step. Let's do this. Okay, problem's all set up. So where do we start? On the right. Our first step is to multiply the bottom number, 5, by the digit in the ones place on top, which is 7. And we know that 5 times 7 is 35. Now, since 35 is a two-digit answer, we have to carry. So the 5 goes down into the answer line, and the 3, that gets carried up to the top of the tens column, just waiting for us. All right, on to step 2. We multiply our 5 by the next digit over, which is 3. 5 times 3 is 15. But wait, we can't forget that 3 we carried, so we add it on. 15 plus 3 gives us 18. The 8 goes down into the answer, and we carry the 1. And now for the final step. 5 times 1 is 5. We add that 1 we carried, which gives us 6. We write the 6 in our answer line, and just like that, we're done. 137 times 5 is 685. See? Not so bad at all. Awesome. Now that you've got the hang of it, let's apply that exact same logic to a bigger number. Let's reinforce the method with that problem from the very beginning. 2,617 times 4.
The setup is exactly the same, it just has a few more digits. And we start on the right as always. First step, 4 times 7 is 28. That's a two-digit answer, so you know exactly what we need to do.
So the 8 goes down into the answer, and we carry the 2. Next step, 4 times 1 is 4. add the 2 we carried, and that gives us 6. Now check this out. Since 6 is a single digit, there's nothing to carry. This is a perfect example. We just write the 6 down and move on to the next column. Easy. Okay, let's finish this thing. Third step, 4 times 6 is 24, so the 4 goes down and we carry the 2. And for our very last step, 4 times 2 is 8. Add the 2 we carried, which gives us 10. Now, since this is the last step and there's nowhere else to carry to, we can just write the entire 10 in our answer. So our final result is 10,468. And that brings us to our last section. What's next for you? Because, understanding this process is one thing, but turning that knowledge into a real automatic skill, well, that's the real goal, isn't it? So what's the big takeaway here? What's the secret? It's practice. That's it. The only way to get really comfortable and fast with this is to just do it over and over. Repetition builds that muscle memory until you don't even have to think about the steps anymore. You just do them. So you now have the complete method, from the setup to the carrying, all the way to the final answer. And this system works for any size number you can throw at it. The only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?